Of course there is.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. It's Bosses and Breakfast Day. Welcome, welcome. As you're trying to join us, say hello. And Minna, since we're so prepped / slightly late today, we can get
Mm-hmm.
onto Instagram right away too.
Yeah. Welcome everybody. Happy Wednesday. Let us know where you're joining us from and what you're drinking. Okay,
Yes.
so we're gonna hop on Instagram. Today is a very fun-filled day. Today's a special day because we
Hey,
have special
Instagram.
guests.
Okay, so we're
So
live. Join us for for all the days for the tech gods to not love us. We're going to do the craziest tech thing we've ever done on Bosses and Breakfast between Instagram and Facebook. So everyone cross their fingers and hang on tight to go on this wild ride with us. So Mina's joining and I will get her in. Good morning, Rebecca. Did you request yet?
Oh, Jacqueline, can you hear me? Your
Yeah.
sound doesn't work on Instagram. It's far away. Do you have headphones for your
Yeah, I'm in my same
Yeah,
thing.
people on Instagram, can you hear Jacqueline? You sound like you're very far away from me. Can you
Can
say
everyone
something
hear
again?
me on Instagram or is it hard to hear me? Let me know
Say
if it
something again,
sounds
Jacqueline.
I'm speaking this way right now.
Oh yeah, it definitely is not working. Sounds
Sounds
like
like
your
your
mic
mic
isn't
isn't
plugged in.
plugged
That
in.
is what it sounds like. It sounds like it's not plugged in.
Okay, let's try this again. Of course. Why would it work?
On your yeah, it's the Instagram one, not this
I
one.
know. I know. How is this? Is this any better?
Mm-mm.
Try
Do
my
you have
other earbuds.
plugged in headphones?
Yeah, right. Maybe. Let's
Oh,
see.
something happened.
Well, I'm talking directly
Nope.
into my phone.
I had hope because it stopped for a minute.
Okay, how
It
about
sounds
this?
it sounds
Well,
like you're far away, like it's not connected or something. Yeah, yes, that's what it sounds like. Like it's a far away. Yeah.
thank
No.
you. Thank you everyone for telling me. I know my earbuds aren't working. Can you hear
I
me?
can't hear you anymore. Oh my gosh. Um
How's this? Is this any better? This is the other
yeah.
ear.
Yeah. You're still very far away. Like I can hear you, but it's like very distant, like you're underneath a pillow, like more.
Move my phone. It's connected to here.
Nope.
All right. I
They
will
said move your phone because it is coming through your phone. It's not coming through your earbud.
Okay, I'm gonna log off and come back because
Uh-huh.
why would this work today? We'll be right back.
Well, it isn't. I don't think it is.
It isn't what?
Is your phone mic covered? No, it's not
No,
covered.
it's connected to my earbud.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well,
So,
talk to Facebook. I'm gonna remove myself from this stream and I'm gonna go
mhm.
figure this out and I'll come back. So you just talk to
Yeah,
everyone on
just grab
Facebook
a plug-in headphones maybe.
if I know where that
Um,
is. Okay, I'll be back.
yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Actually, special guest, would you like to come up, Greg? Okay, so might as well start the fun. We decided to do, like Jacqueline said, something crazy because when tech is not working, we decide to do a, what is like triple pirouette when you have like a swollen ankle or something. We're going for it. So I'm just gonna bring Greg up.
Yeah, I'm back. I
Okay.
found my extension
What's your
and a
extension?
plug.
Okay.
So let's see
Okay.
what happens over there. Yeah,
Okay.
so if everyone's just joining us, we'll just give a quick update on our mornings. Should we?
Super quick. Well, super quick. In a nutshell, everything that could have gone wrong this morning for tech absolutely did.
Because we
Our
crashed
website
the internet.
crashed.
Multi Street Machines website crashed. You all broke the internet, which is awesome.
Yeah, which is awesome, but not awesome because it was a panic in a bottle this morning, and we chugged it. And then we're like, we're gonna do a whole bunch of tech stuff. StreamYard with multiple people. We've never done this before for Bosses and Breakfast, through Instagram as well as Facebook through StreamYard. So it definitely, like, all things have to line up. So headphones did not work clearly.
I'm trying it again. Why would it work? I mean, they work every single time, right? All right. I'm going to try this again before I bring Greg
Okay.
on because I want to make sure that this thing is working. Okay. All
Uh-huh.
right. Let's try it again. Greg,
Okay.
thank you for bearing with us. I'm back. Okay. Can anyone hear me on the internet? special bosses and breakfast. I tried this once. We're having
Yes,
tech
that
things
works.
today. It works. I have
Yeah, but
actual
now I can't request to be on. Okay, please work Instagram.
plugged
It
in
popped me.
headphones.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, there we
We're
go.
going to breathe. So hi everyone. So this has been a day. Yes, they can hear me. Okay, cool. Works. Old-fashioned plug-in. So yeah, so we basically woke up this morning super early. Lauren, who's on our team, wakes up before all of us because she, I don't know, gets up and runs in the morning at like 5 a.m. And
That
like
sounds
people do.
1,000 times better. So at least, yeah, at least now it's figured out.
So we woke up to the fact that that we've had so much traffic to the site that the site actually crashed
She's
last
also
night.
Eastern time.
Yeah. So
Yeah, she's
multi-stream
Eastern
machine
time. So
site.
she's ahead of the world anyways. Like I woke up an hour after them, but yeah.
I like maybe 3 hours after us. You're like, can you hear me, Mina? I feel like it's delayed now.
Can you hop me on to Instagram?
Yeah, but can you hear me on Facebook? You don't have the
3
headphones on.
hours. It was an hour after you.
It's delayed.
You aren't I'm not on with you. Okay, there
I
we
know,
go.
but we're delayed over on Facebook. Or you're not listening to me on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not listening to you on Facebook. That's why. Okay, now I'm on.
Says everybody else on
I was
Facebook.
on. So I'm Central Time, they're Eastern Time, and Jacqueline's like, I've been doing this for an hour. I'm like, yeah, I just woke up to it as well. So but Lauren wakes up at the crack of dawn Eastern Time, which is like before the entire world.
So short of the long is that multi-stream machine site completely crashed. We have been working on trying to get it back up. You all saw me text message you this morning with a link that did work, and then all of a sudden it didn't work. And then
because why would it work for the rest? Why?
Yeah. And then I might have blasted you again. So bear with me on all the messages, but there's a lot of people messaging us behind the scenes being like, hey, I'm trying to sign up, but I can't get on. So we got on with someone for tech. This guy, just random guy that's someone we know that was like, I can jump on and help you. And he's
not random. He's actually
he's an expert, but we didn't know him.
Expert.
Yeah. And so someone introduced us to him and he jumped on like he was wearing a Superman shirt. And I was like, you are literally Superman for us this morning.
His wife is Lao.
But no, let's back it up. So he's like, he cussed and he's like, I'm in New Jersey. And he's like, sorry, I'm from New Jersey. And then Lauren and I are both like, we live in New Jersey. So I'm like, where are you? And he told me where he lives. And I told him where I live. And he grew up where I live and went to the elementary school that my kids go to. So we're all like bonding on Jersey. And then at the very end, he says something that Minna hears. And what was it? It was his wife.
Yeah, his wife. We wanted to gift him because he jumped on really early with us. It was like our literal superhero. And then his wife was saying that she loved muffins from this one place. We were just talking about it in New Jersey. And he's like, yeah, my wife is actually Lao. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm Taidam. So anybody who's Lao or Taidam would understand the excitement behind that. And he was like, Sabaidi, which is like hello in Lao. My husband is a half Lao. My father-in-law is Lao. It's like, they're like the same culture, but not, Taidam has its own culture, but they speak the same dialect. Certain words are different, but I could not believe it because I've never even heard of a Lao person being in New Jersey. So he was married to the one Lao person in New Jersey.
Yeah, she said just her and her family. No one else here.
So but anyways, like, oh my gosh, it was a crazy connection amidst the craziest morning.
World connection. Yeah, it was amazing. So cut to my headphones not working of all times not working because Minna hears me Vox or her all the time just through my headphones. So they usually work.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. It's like, if like all of a sudden lightning strikes, do not be alarmed. It's today.
But like inside of my house and onto my head.
And we're like, oh, it's cool. We'll figure this one out.
That's the kind of day we're having. So if any of you are wanting to sign up for MSM and we popped up at 1111, that's my lucky number. That's awesome.
As long
me and everyone else.
And the world.
So your name not lucky.
777. Oh, love that number. This is my, lucky number right there.
Oh God, I'm so glad we're laughing. So if any of you are on the not on the fence, but like if any of you are trying to get there and log in, because we only have it's Wednesday, so Friday it closes, so just a couple days left. If any of you are wanting to sign up, we have a new link for all of you. We actually had to rebuild the website and put it on another website, so it's Rock Your Holiday Promotions Challenge right or rockyourholidaypromotions.com / MSM. Don't listen to me.
So it's on the bottom part of it. If you're on Facebook, it's rockyourholidaypromotions.com / MSM. Now, the other one is supposedly working, but, you know, let's keep it this way because this is our backup
She said
plan.
it may be working. So you choose which
I
link
checked
you
it
want to
this
try.
morning or right before I got on, Jacqueline, and Kansas City was working. So you can check the spots where it's working. And I was like, oh, maybe Des Moines, Ankeny is next.
We were working in Mexico City. We were working in like Australia. We were working in random places around the world.
Yeah.
One place in
the
Virginia.
Tech guy showed us how to see where it was linking up. And we're like, okay, let's just create a backup plan. Because as entrepreneurs, you have a backup plan. You figure it out, you pivot really quickly. Sometimes your pivots don't work well, like our pivot of let's send out this this link and then that didn't work. It just is constant pivoting. So it's okay, right? We're making it happen. And today is going to be an amazing day because we have special guests for one, which adds in a different sprinkle of, fun.
And we were supposed to have 3, but also one didn't show up. So now we have 2.
Yeah.
So we could change it up. Would you both want to go on at the same time?
I feel like we
She's
should
coming?
because, she's coming. Okay. Jennifer, can you write into the chat?
Oh, she is here. She's at the bottom. Oh, hi. I see you.
Oh,
we've never had this many people.
Oh, wow. This is so cool. StreamYard technology. Hi, Mahasan. I can't even scroll down. There you are. Okay. Yeah, we've never had on this many people. So you pop down to the bottom. So this is perfect.
Yeah. So never mind. Wacky Wednesday, Laura. Welcome. And how dare we be human? Thank you, Stephanie, for saying that. And listen, like there are people out there, there are coaches and stuff that are just like, everything is fine. And we're like, we're not those kind of people. We're just going to bring you all in along this ride with us.
Everything is fine. I said to Lauren, who is our director of ops, I was like, if we were to pick a day where everything fell apart, it would be Wednesday, not Friday when CART is closing, not,
today was the right day.
Yeah, today was the right day, so that's the silver lining in my mind is that we're able to at least because we actually don't have too much going on besides Bosses and Breakfast. That's another silver lining.
Actually, my friend, we're in meetings all day, but sure.
Well, we don't have an interview later on tonight,
True. Yeah. True. Well, anyways, and speaking of that, our top of the hour meeting may need to get delayed, Jennifer. So we may need to let her know too, because we're starting late. Okay, let's do this. So we're really excited. So we're going to bring on 3 amazing product bosses today with you. They're going to come on at different times because we can only get 4 people on Instagram. Again, everyone pray to the tech gods that they can figure this out because this is their first time doing the things that we could barely get going.
We're not good models of how to do this technology, but keep your fingers and toes crossed.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
So Greg's going to be our first guest. He is the owner of Lodestone Candles. It's an incredible candle company. You've probably heard us talk about Greg a lot. He'll tell you more about his business. He is a multi-stream machine student. He also ascended out of multi-stream machine. He's still in there. He's still really active in the community and still learning within that. But he's also a masterminder with us, which we're so excited because we get to work one with him within our group format of our masterminds. So Greg, if you want to request to join us on Instagram, I can bring you up, and then we'll also bring you on to, when I see that request, I'll bring you up onto Facebook so you don't feel the pressure that we normally feel trying to touch all the buttons and make things work. Actually, I see you. I can actually request you to be on. There it is. All right. There it is. All right. Send request. So you should be coming on. Yeah, it worked.
Yay. There's feedback on Greg's.
I'm taking care of it.
Okay.
He's like, I got it, ladies. He's like, I'm way more professional than you.
Meet me, Greg, the tech guy.
Listen, you guys might be, you guys might think that you're not great at tech, but you're really great at laughing through the hard times. So
Thank you.
stuff you can only laugh at. You can't get upset about it. That's for sure.
So Greg, introduce yourself to everyone. The only thing is we can hear you
Yeah, we can
through
hear.
Instagram.
Can you turn down the volume on your computer part?
Hold on.
Okay.
I think we're good now. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Sorry to be the more problem child. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. It's Wacky Wednesday. So go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us all about Lodestone Candles.
Ooh, okay. So Lodestone Candles began as a well.
I don't think Facebook can hear you.
All right. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Facebook can hear you. It's just they can hear each other. Do you have a headphone, Greg, to put inside the computer? So you don't have to put it in your ear. You just need it.
Yeah, I think we're good now.
Let's talk and see.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
okay?
we're good. Yep,
okay.
good.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. I mean, we go through this every week, and we've been doing it for over a year.
Have you not seen us? Do you not know how we function on tech? You're good.
What to say? Like take 43. So here we go. So Lodestone Candles started, well, technically in December of 2016. I was making candles as holiday gifts for my clients for another business that I have. And it just quickly evolved at this local shop wanted to carry a few. And so I was like, okay, fine. I thought if I sold 20, I would be thrilled. But I sold 120 in 3 weeks. And the shop owner was like, oh my God, so was I. And so that, she said, if you'll develop a line, then I'll carry it. So technically March of 2017, I started with 6 fragrances and 1 retail store right out of the box. And it's just grown from there. Today I have, we do 19 different fragrances, but some of them switch out seasonally. And then we're in 78 plus or minus stores right now. So it's pretty mind-boggling when I stop to think about it, about how quickly things have changed and really how much I've had to learn. And there's so many steps along the way when things change. And when I say change, I mean grow, that there are like different mindset shifts that I've had to go through. And particularly one this week.
Oh no, it's lagging.
It's just on Instagram.
Oh, there we go. You're fine. You're fine, Greg.
And my phone went to sleep for some reason. Anyway, I'll keep an eye on that.
So for everyone to know, like when Greg started, or he still has another business. So when you started making candles, this is your side hustle, right? Or it was just kind of what actually, I don't think I've ever asked you this in all the times we've chatted. Why did you start a candle company? Like, what was the thing, with this amazing branding, website building business? Like, what brought you into candle making?
It was just, it really did start off as this gift for clients. And then when I saw that there was, money-making opportunity here, I thought, oh, okay, this might be a cool way to, pay off some debt and have some spending money and that kind of thing.
So you made the candles, you said, for your other business, for your client gifts, as you were saying earlier. But did you come up, and then you said you had 6 fragrances, but did you start with just the one gift that you gave to, or did you have the 6 fragrances? Like with the gifts, was it?
With the gifts I had 3 different holiday fragrances that I did. And then from there, the shop owner said, let's do a line. And so I came up with 6 completely different fragrances within 3 months. It was a scramble, but did it. And here we are.
And here we are years later, and you're in like over 70 stores. So how much of building this business did you do on your own? And then when did you kind of decide to join Multi-Stream Machine, and sort of what was your reasoning for that?
Right. So a lot of what I was doing, most of what I was doing was a lot of street markets, craft craft fairs. We've all been to them, right? And a lot of product bosses start off there. And I was having a good time. I was making money. I was having a lot of fun. I wasn't treating it too seriously, but I can't remember what happened, but something clicked. And I was like, you know what? This thing's got legs. Let's build it. And so I think it was July or August of 2020.
Yeah.
Yep. That I heard you guys on a podcast I can never remember the name of the company, but she's a Shopify website expert, and they build websites and for Shopify users. I'll think of her name in a minute. But anyway, that's how
we can't even remember.
Was she on our podcast?
No,
No, you were on her podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, these two.
So this morning is not the morning for us to remember, but.
No, right.
Yeah.
Y'all get a pass. So I thought, wow, these two really seem like they know what they're doing. So I jumped over to your podcast, and I remember I was renovating my bathroom. I was like binging you guys. And so what I realized during that is that, okay, I had sort of cobbled together knowledge about how to grow through, YouTube and Google and other places. And I was like, man, this is so much hard work trying to figure it all out. And then bang, Multi-Stream Machine pops in my ear, while I was binging your podcast. I was like, okay, I'm going to check this out. And, it was, I'm not going to lie. I was at that point where, again, this is a mindset moment for me. I was like, if I want to grow, I need help. And I knew I needed to invest in my business to get that help. And so, I think it was like within the last 10 minutes that the doors were open, like a lot of people do, I bet. And I have to say, I haven't regretted it. It's just been amazing. Not only the modules and the videos, the modules that are part of Multi-Stream Machine, which I do go back to. I mean, it's only been a year I've been in it, but I go back to it very frequently. But the community, the Facebook community, is just, I have never been part of a Facebook community or any sort of online community that's just so welcoming and helpful and supportive. It's just awesome in there.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. So Greg was saying that, it's the community as well. We lost you on Instagram.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
My wife is telling me my audio on Instagram is off.
Yeah. We lost you over there. So if you want to request to be back on.
Yep, I can do that. Sorry.
It's okay.
Somebody's like, we can't see Greg or hear him.
And they want to see it in here because they're really excited.
By the way, you've been getting compliments about your hair. I think that's a given.
Oh, well, I woke up like this.
He said he woke up like this. You were saying that he's got compliments about his hair. So we're going to bring it back on.
Huh? They completely lost you.
I know, they're adding me back on now.
Yeah.
So.
Is this going to freeze?
His wife's helping him out with this, which I love because my husband had to hold me this morning because I was like, I think I'm gonna have an anxiety attack. Can you feed me? And I need to go live and get my makeup on.
I was like, it's an emergency. You need to get the kids to school. I'm gonna close this door.
So sorry to transfer the tech energy to you, Greg. I hope you have no launches today.
Nope, not planning on it.
Sarah and Mahasan jump off. They're like, no thanks. Okay, so Greg's back. So let me ask you, because you were like, okay, I'm doing this on my own, and you what he had said, I don't know if everyone on Instagram heard, but like 10 minutes before cart was closing. So this Friday, don't be that 10 minutes before, but if you are, that's okay because you're still in. What was the first thing you kind of jumped into that you feel like in Multi-Stream Machine kind of started changing things in your business?
Definitely the 90-day roadmap it's a great place to start. It's a great place to start every 90 days. And right. But it was where I started. And I also did the business assessment tool, which I was going through the checklist. I was like, yeah, I got that. I kind of already knew that, but it was sort of like a come to Jesus moment. It's like, Greg, you really do need to look at this.
Okay.
And that helped me figure out like, okay, which parts do I need to go listen to, what are my priorities? It helped me prioritize the cracks in the business and make some decisions about where to really focus attention. Where am I bleeding? What can wait a little while? That kind of thing.
Were you priced correctly? And you have
No.
this natural ability too with photos. Like we were talking a little bit about systems and what I know, because if you're gifting, obviously you don't have pricing, but you just started
Right.
your line. Did you find any discrepancies in pricing that you were off with what you should have been?
Well, yeah, I was. I mean, this is kind of embarrassing, but I'll say it anyway. The way that I priced my candles was I saw another candle company online who had a similar size candle. I was like, oh, that sounds about right. And I priced it based on that. Do not recommend that at all.
Well, your products are so high end, so high quality. They've got the labels that you use are
Letterpress.
letterpress.
Mm-hmm.
The quality, they're handmade. They're all handmade by you and a small team at this point. So I think that's a lot of people who are makers. They're sort of like, well, what does the market say versus actually the product that you have created?
Right. True. I mean, it's true that you need to see what the market will bear for your product. And, I'm using high quality high quality ingredients and materials and that sort of thing. And so it is another upper echelon. But what this does is it ties into how if I'm going to charge a high price for high, what is high? That's a moving target. But if I'm going to charge a certain amount for a candle, then the marketing has got to back that up. The branding has got to back that up. I got to make sure that I'm talking to the people who are willing to spend my price for a candle. And so, sometimes anyway. So yeah, the pricing I had was okay, but the working through the pricing sheet that you guys put together was super enlightening. It was like, okay, well, my price does need to go up. Not horribly, but it does need to go up if I'm going to grow. Like I was figuring in how much labor was, but I wasn't figuring in some other. I don't want to go into all the details.
Yeah,
but,
you don't. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, right? I mean, and anyone watching, and all of us are also consumers, and all of us buy from businesses, and we hope that you all buy from small businesses, including Greg's. We all know, especially if you are a maker or manufacturer, you have your own small business, like the time and effort and the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it, and the quality there, right? It's not mass produced in some factory overseas, but like this is made out of Greg's home, and then he may be moving into a bigger space, and so there's just a lot of really cool things that when we but when we support small businesses, we're supporting families like Greg's. We're supporting dreams. We're supporting them also being able to employ people. And we've seen Greg on this journey. It's been just over a year where you were kind of listening to us in your bathroom remodel to you turning into this like 6-figure business, which is just incredible. And I know that for everybody out there, that's like when you grow, like a lot of people feel like they get overwhelmed or they don't want to have like a team. Well, Greg is still doing the majority of this on his own, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And he's toggling, right? You're toggling between, do I get help or do I keep this where it is? And so I know we've shared a lot of stories of people who have hired and jumped to this next level, but Greg is a 6-figure business now with a beautiful candle company, and he's still doing the majority of it. And he's not necessarily ready to expand, even though that's something that we're working on outside of all this.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So.
And then Greg's really focused on wholesale and email and really building those relationships. So I think that as you work through multi-stream machine, you start to figure out what you're gravitating towards, what brand you want to start building. I think some people are gravitated towards Amazon, for example, and other people, and they think, oh, Amazon can fulfill for me and my customer wants convenience, that sort of thing. Kind of like me with Little Labels and John and Chelsea with Dome Doc, right? So with you, it's more so you have a luxe brand, a small business luxe brand that is really about giving you know, like you said, candles that are a piece of Americana, basically. Really, it's you position yourself in that way. So what would work best? Well, probably not Amazon, but what would work really well, right? It would be wholesale, and it would be getting into the right stores with that, and it would be email. It probably wouldn't even be in-person markets because, in-person markets, it's a mixed bag of people walking through, right? So I think I love that, with multi-stream machine, and you did this specifically too, is that you get to pick where you want to go, and you start to figure out what's starting to pull you in that season for your business, because it might change after a while too.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I do think with Greg, one of the biggest differentiators, because all of you are, there's a lot of candle companies out there and all that. Well, there's his brand, right? There's the scents he uses, the quality of the candles, the quality of the packaging. But someone over here on Instagram said it's the individual attention that shows in quality product and service. So he is so good at customer service. He's so good with attention to quality. And I think when his customers are buying from him, they know that and they see that. And that's part of the reason why his business is growing and scaling the way that it's done. So Greg, congratulations on all of your growth.
Thank you.
And thank you for
Thank
being
you.
a multi-stream machine student. And we cannot wait to update everyone even a year from now and see where Lodestone Candles is.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait either. You're welcome. One thing I wanted to say, if I could just squeeze this in, is say when we did that podcast about warm email prospecting, you asked me a question at the end. It's like, what's the one tip that you would give to product bosses? And I was kind of stammering because I was trying to think of like all of the things that are in multi-stream machine. And really what I needed to say was join multi-stream machine. That is the best tip I could give
your tip.
a product boss.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Greg. You're always such a great supporter of us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
So thanks, Greg. Thank you for dealing with the tech stuff. I wish I'm gonna burn some sage for you. So so there's no bad tech
Let's
juju
cleanse
for you
before we go.
Thank you.
Or this is my Palo Santo stick. So anyways, thanks, Greg. We're gonna have you head off of Instagram, and we'll be introducing our new guest. Bye. I'm not sure how to end it on Instagram, so we'll just have Greg close down on Instagram. Let's see.
Yeah, there's no easy way, I realized, on Instagram.
I think it's working. I actually should literally do this. And Minna, you sent me this a long time ago, the sage bundle.
Actually, I have a sage bundle from, I think it was from Ashley, maybe.
I'll probably
have one back here. It's
light
white.
my house on fire.
Mine is like white sage.
You know who we need for this? Our next guest. Let me tell you. Let's see.
Instagram is very laggy right now. It's like I feel like our electronics are like gonna explode or something. Okay, there it worked. Oh, thank you for all the hearts, you guys, because seriously, this is like who knows what's happening. Okay,
I'm burning this, but we need our next guest because she has a shortcut to me not lighting my house on fire. Let me tell you. So our next guest, we're really excited to invite on. She's also a multi-stream machine student. And we have Mahasan Phillips of Atmosphere 360. So Mahasan, if you want to request to join over on the Instagram, cross your fingers it works. And then we'll bring you up on all the things. And she'll tell you exactly why we need her products this very second. She's like, yep.
That's right.
She's like, I'm going to send it to you.
And she's so much more chill compared to us too. So this will help balance us out. We had her on back in 2020. So we need some of that energy.
Okay. I'm sending you the request to join. You should have it. Yep, there you are. Look at that.
Hi, Mahasan.
Hey.
It's because she's got the room cleansing spray. Are you
Listen, I got the sage here for you too.
Okay, thank goodness. Oh, I can feel it. It's like
I love you. So everyone's like, what are you talking about? So tell us what you sell and why we need all of it today at the Product Boss.
Yes. Okay. So I am the CEO and founder of Atmosphere 360, and I create modern wellness tools, candles, and therapeutic aromas, as well as corporate wellness programs designed to elevate your daily rituals and help you reconnect to self, just like in the moment.
Like I said, she's so much more chill than us. We need some of her energy, which is perfect because we all need that right now. I feel like as we get into this holiday season, as we get into the rest of 2021, which has been, a trial and error, I feel like for all of us, getting back to regular life or whatever. But let us know, like, how has it been going? What's happening over there? And have you been jumping into multi-stream machine?
Oh, yes. So lots going on with Atmosphere, a lot of realigning with everything that's been going on. There are quite a few more, some more interests in wellness and just finding that work-life balance, since mostly everyone has, been working from home at some point, if not, almost indefinitely. So a lot of just really, wanting to connect to the self. So I've been really focusing on building out more therapeutic aromas and candles specifically for creating your own personal sanctuary, a lot of bestsellers, like focusing on those things, because those are the things that bring in calm and ease throughout the day, even now while we're at work, So I got my stuff burning and
send it all. You're in New Jersey, right? I can drive to your house and pick it all up.
But also just, elevating with, corporate wellness and really just bringing my products into these corporate spaces so that these tools can be used when I'm not there to guide through meditation or different mediums. So as far as multi-stream machine, though, I was so excited to be invited to be on this, I want to call it a podcast. What is it?
Right? This live. I mean,
this live. Exactly. Yeah. because multi-stream machine for me really changed my business in so many ways. I was at a place in my business where I was stuck. I was growing, I was seeing growth, I was having all these progressive, shifts and things like that, but I didn't know how to navigate it all, to be honest. I didn't have the understanding of where to prioritize, what I should be prioritizing, how I should be pricing myself. Even my go-to-market strategy, I was trying to do it all. Like I had a strategy for D2C, I had a strategy for wholesale, and it was like, no, you need to focus so that you don't burn out and that you can continue to grow and be effective in how you reach, your customers. So multi-stream machine really helped me with that, like really understanding my strategy. I went with wholesale because that was what was working and I wanted to grow that, especially being a single mom of 3. It's really better than me showing up every day, in different platforms, and that's just not my personality. You have to go with what works for you. So multi-stream machine helped with that. And it really helped with pricing. Like the pricing, oh my God, like literally like for that module, that information, it's totally worth it. Like the whole thing is worth it. But for that, you really don't realize as a entrepreneur that's starting out a product-based business, where exactly you should be when you're working with different retailers, right? Whether it's directly with those retailers or wholesale, or even on your e-commerce. And it really gave me a really good understanding. So
that's so good.
I love that.
Do you make it all or do you manufacture it?
I make it all.
Okay, so single mom, 3 kids, makes it all and is selling wholesale, for example. I know there's a lot of people out there that we've heard say, I don't know that I can do this course. I have kids. I want to be a parent. I want to be full-time with my kids, or I might have a full-time job. And here you are juggling it all. So what would you say to everyone if they're feeling like, I could jump into this, but either they're overwhelmed because of the content and how to get through it, and or that their business might actually be successful, and then they're overwhelmed by that as well?
You have to find the time. Just like, with Atmosphere 360, we preach ritual, right? It's about ritual, finding the time, making the space. You get up a little early, you set those boundaries in place with the kids. Like, this is my time, even if it's 20 minutes. But truly, real tangible thing to do is look through it. Once I ordered multi-stream machine, I went through everything. I went through the roadmap journey and I kind of just took maybe 15 minutes to like gaze through everything. And it's like, okay, where do I want to start? And that's kind of what Greg said. Like, where do I want to start? What's the thing that, is really struggling? I'm really struggling or having challenges in right now. And then what's the thing that I really want to learn that was really exciting? And those two things I focused on. And I just kept doing that. And then I would go back. I still go back. I still pull it up. And I go back and I'm like, listen, because as your business changes and grows, it's a living thing, you have to then adjust. So the tools that you shared in Multi-Stream Machine are things that are not just for when you're starting out. They're for as you're growing. They're things that you can continually use to help grow and refine your business. So, yeah.
I love
good.
that.
And it's interesting because both you and Greg both referred to the 90-day roadmap, which is the pay in full bonus. I know that we get a lot of people that message us and they're like, can I buy it? Because there's a big discussion within the Facebook group about the 90-day roadmap. So when we added that in, and any of you that do sign up for the pay in full option of it, we do a live ticket to that where we're going to teach you the workshop live and we're going to work through it and take questions. Plus, when you sign up today, you get instant access to the pre-recorded one, which Mahasan and Greg and everyone else has had access to. So we added that as a pay in full bonus because what we really saw was that we need to break it down into smaller chunks. I think entrepreneurs, even though we do set, yearly goals, 3-year goals, we have these big goals. Like you said, you have to pivot so quickly.
Mhm.
So how far we really want you to just plan out the next 90 days, for example, we work through that. And obviously things kind of change. I mean, you all know this as product bosses. And then what's the next 90 after that? And we keep working through it to get to the end of the year. Greg says that he goes back to it every, quarter.
Every quarter, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that even if you can't swing the pay in full, we do have the payment plan of $158, and there's the path to profit now. This was something that when Mahasan and Greg first started, we actually didn't have it done in this way, which is module 1, where you do create your own path to profit and you figure out where do I want to jump into. I think the thing that both of you really both did that is consistent with the with a lot of our students that do really well is that you focused. You really thought about where do I want to go? Where is my time and energy going? And then really in module 1, we've added the bestseller workshop as well. And I think that helps too, because as creative entrepreneurs, as product people, we're trying to make so many things that we're not sure like where to focus the product part, but also where to focus the business part, And so if you can't do the 90-day roadmap, you still are able to break it down into chunks and move forward on picking what to focus on.
And can I just share, being an entrepreneur, it totally is a mindset thing first. It's not creative first. It truly is. Your creative is birth, your thoughts, by your thoughts, and what you think and what you can envision and what you can see. So for me, investing in Multi-Stream Machine was investing in myself and my business. It was important for me at that time. It was like, do I need to have this mindset? I keep hearing about entrepreneur mindset. What does that mean? And it really did. It did focus me and put me in my path and on my way. And then being able to take those tools and apply them in the right way. I know you guys talk a lot about throwing spaghetti on the wall. That's the whole like see if it sticks and whatnot. Like you don't have to do that. You have laid it out in a really concise and clear program where everyone can really understand it. And I'm not speaking because, I'm like, oh, I love the girl. No, I love you guys, but this really worked for me, and I do see that when I share the tools that I learned with other colleagues, they're like, oh, well, I maybe need to get that. I'm like, yeah, maybe you do. I think so.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and listen to the entrepreneur mindset, right? Like I think that is something that we definitely try and we try and say. We haven't used your words specifically, but we see that as a block. No matter where people are in their business, you're all entrepreneurs, right? A lot of people say I'm not good at business. I said that to myself for probably 10 and a half years into having my own successful business. And I think we come up with those doubts. And then Minna has her master's in business, right? And she's like, I don't even use that.
Still don't Mahasan.
But we're all good at this is everyone here. We're all good at being entrepreneurs because we started a business, right? And we all are learning about entrepreneurship and the work-life balance, because as women, we have never all been given this opportunity, like as women, to be able to be entrepreneurs, to kind of also the idea of balance, right? Like where we can be mothers and we can have our own careers, or we can even have a career, have a side hustle and be a mom or a pet mom, or, whatever any of you want. So I think we're all learning in this journey, and we're setting up as role models for our own children and for our neighbors and our community and our own families. But just know that you're entrepreneurs. You all set something up. You all built some sort of product, or you're selling it somewhere. And then you get to choose, as your entrepreneurship journey, what do I need to do to kind of take it to that other level that I want it to go to, right? Because if you're happy with where you're at right now, cool. You don't need to change a single thing if you don't want to. But if you're like, there's something missing, I need another tool, I want to fast track this, I want community so I don't feel alone. We love Greg. We have a lot of women in this community. We don't market this towards.
He's like, he's a cheerleader, right?
If Greg's wife is still watching, like he's such a good man to be around so many women. Like he's so supportive of that. But from a women, like as women, we've never even, I don't know how many of us grew up saying like, you can ask for help. You can find community. We're not competing with each other. We're collaborating with each other. Like if you want to grow this business, you do you. And if you need help and you can afford help, get help. And we can make as much money as we all want to make ourselves. So I just really appreciate you sharing your story, because I mean, you're an impressive human being. Let me tell you.
Three kids.
And not only that, you're the like we needed this morning. Like
I already feel more calm. I think it was that she gave us some.
She saged us.
Yeah.
Of course. Yes. I love being able to be here and just share with everyone my experience. And also just know that, no matter what type of business you're starting, there's room for everyone in every kind of business. My business is rooted in wellness. My business is rooted in ritual. Some are rooted in pure luxury. Some are rooted in fun, whatever it is, and we can all be candle businesses. Let's just say there is a community and there are customers for all of us, but having the tools to know how to effectively reach them is really important. And you need the support and community of places and people like the Product Boss and like Minna and Jacqueline and Multi-Stream. That's a great way to start.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So she has an incredible branding as well.
Oh my gosh. You're getting so many compliments on your Instagram, Hassan, of they know that like you and Greg both can visually show your brand so well. And that definitely is amazing. And
for like a startup business, I was just going to say, like, as a startup business, a lot of times people are like, are you a graphic designer? Like, how is your stuff so good?
Well, for me, I have this vision of how I want my brand to be. And I've always had this vision, and I'm a minimalist at best. That's my style. That's that part of the brand comes from me authentically. So when I design in that way, and I like things to work for everyone, So I like clean lines. Everything needs to work for everyone. It needs to be luxe. It needs to be at the same time minimal, so that, it's a good price point and the ingredients are quality. It's an extension of my practice. It's an extension of me. And
yeah. So everyone on Instagram, if anyone on the team wants to link to Hassan, but before she jumps off, I'm okay with you guys not watching us, clicking on her, going and following her or tagging one of her products. Like if you save it, you can come back to it and find her stuff. I would love for all of you today as a pledge towards small businesses. And this is like good karma. We all need a little good karma out there today.
Yeah.
So
by the way, her Instagram is Atmosphere360. I just want to say that because I think there's a few people asking.
It's spelled out. So for all of us, right, for the good karma towards fellow product bosses in return to get sales for ourselves, I'd love for all of you to purchase from either Greg at Lodestone Candles, Hassan at Atmosphere360, and Sarah from Heartland Lettering, who's our next guest. Or all, because each of them have something so special and different. So if you are looking for anything, go ahead and, support them and put it out there because it's full moon, tech gods. Like, let's just like do the good things, the good juju out there.
Yeah, it comes back to you tenfold, thousandfold. It always will,
Yeah.
when it comes from the heart.
Yeah. So thank you, Mahasan, and thank you for being on. And we're just so
Thank
honored
you.
to have you as a student and an alumni of Multi-Stream Machine, and just really proud of all of your growth that you've had.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll chat soon.
Okay.
And then we'll see you on Instagram. No idea how to X out.
Yeah, nobody does. Okay.
Without like ending the whole thing. Oh, so quick.
I think she actually has to end the whole thing, which is unfortunate because remember that one time, I can't remember. Oh yeah, we were with Stacy Tuschel and Jessica Stansberry. I had to leave and then come back into Instagram, and they don't make it easy. You know that guy. We won't say his name, but he does not make the tech easy on that end.
He may also be one of the tech gods. My mom is on. Hi, Mom. Everyone say hi to my mom, Lydia. She sent a little kiss. So Paige just shined up. So welcome, Paige, to Multi-Stream Machine. We're so excited.
Welcome, Paige.
Yeah, so excited. And I saw another person come through too as we were live. So that's really exciting. So remember, we have Lodestone Candles, Atmosphere 360, which the team is putting in here. And then we're inviting on our next guest. She is like, I don't know, we've worked with her the longest.
She is the legend. I know how I talk, how I talk about my sister being the legend, the tie-dom legend, never touched the ground because she was the first American baby. Well, Sarah is the product boss legend.
She's like the first product boss baby.
She really is.
She's just shaking her head at us.
I was like, she really is.
She's super special to us. As we were growing our business, she was one of our very first students. She was a masterminder. She was a Multi-Stream Machine student. She's still a masterminder. Her business has grown. She's literally built her dream home, and so many life changes in the last couple of years with Sarah, and I'm so glad that we were able to be a part of that as well. So, Sarah, we're going to have you jump into Lindsay, is like, I knew it from
she's like, I already know who it is just from the description before even saying
the product boss baby that never touches the ground. Minna tells that story.
She's lifted
because
from place to place.
When the first baby was born out of the tie-down families, like in America, they were like the first American baby, so everyone passed the baby around.
Yeah, she didn't touch the ground. And then also the other thing that they would say, she doesn't eat rice anymore, she eats bread. So it felt like, so it felt like such a big deal, So Sarah's a big deal. She's the legend for the product boss.
No pressure, Sarah. Welcome.
I hate it when you guys do that.
We can't not help ourselves. Clear. We're like two proud moms. What can we say?
You're lucky I wasn't on live when you were doing that because everybody
she's just shaking her head at us.
My face.
She's like, it's like we would be like next to her, like, mom's like lick the saliva and like see in your face. Like that.
Come here, baby.
And Sarah's like, get away from me.
Stop it, Mom.
Like,
Sarah,
Mom.
I know. Well, we're really proud of you. I mean, you're just like an incredible story and example for other product bosses. And you've gone through so many different things and changes, and just all the things you've done are impressive to us. So first, introduce yourself to everyone and let us know your business and what you sell.
Hi, I'm Sarah. My business is Heartland Lettering. I sell custom labeled soap and shampoo bottles.
Amazing. Look how concise that one was.
That was a mastermind hot seat at one point in time. So
it's Heartland Lettering. And so let's go back. I know a lot of you who here knows Sarah has heard her story. You know her, or like maybe you don't. Let us know. But so Sarah, you started on Etsy as a maker, making literally everything, right?
But working part-time, right?
Yeah. When you guys were talking earlier about kids and like people having trouble jumping into MSM because of kids and busy. And it was like, for me, that was why I had to jump into MSM, because I was working full time and I had a baby and I was trying to get this business running and going. And it was like, I needed to make my time as efficient as possible. And that is like always a huge priority for me.
And you're a physical therapist. So you had a full-time physical therapy job.
Yeah, with all the healthcare paperwork that comes along with it. So yeah, using my time that I did have and making the most of it was so important to me when I started.
And you're
I love
also
that.
selling on Etsy, which if you know about Etsy customers. So like not only did you have full-time paperwork from being a physical therapist, you had full-time responding to people on Etsy for customized
Yeah.
orders.
Yes.
I mean, because people are like, they're like, it's so, multi-stream machine. I'm not sure if I have the time to jump into it, but you actually said you didn't have the time to waste. So
Yeah.
that's why you bought it,
Yeah.
So
Like
I like how you said that.
figuring out new platforms and stuff like that is not easy. I hate that stage of things where you're like Googling everything for hours and hours on end. I would rather just learn how to do it right the first time and get it done and start making progress that much quicker.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So before you started, and I mean, also for a long time, you were making customized tumblers on Etsy with people's names or any sort of saying, and then you were making shampoo and soap bottles with any sort of saying. So we tell your story a lot, but so you jumped into multi-stream machine because you're like, I'm done. Now, Sarah's an Etsy genius. Let's just let everyone know. Okay. So she was growing a business on Etsy and she's really in education and she learns where she needs to learn to get really good at certain platforms. But when you joined Multi-Stream Machine, what did you do? Like, what did you jump into? How did you jump into it? Because you had all of these one-of-a-kind customized products, and I think a lot of people here have the same.
Yeah, I was even doing print on demand, I think, still then. I had so much stuff. It was not good. But I had been on Amazon Handmade and just wasn't seeing the progress I was seeing. So I used MSM first to really jump into Amazon, and that made, like, I cannot even tell you how big of a difference in my business. Just getting on that one extra platform at the beginning made for that year in my business. I mean, it was crazy.
But did you get on with everything? Did you put all your things on Amazon?
No, this is what you want me to say. No. One product. I got one product on regular Amazon, and I went from making maybe a couple hundred on Amazon a month to like a couple thousand to now this year I have passed the 200K mark on Amazon already. And and that is with, even now, like, I don't even know how many, it's only been 2 years, maybe 3 on Amazon.
15 for COVID year. So I
think 2, because we launched Multi-Stream Machine in 2018, so it can't go much further.
It was early on. But I do want to say that she put her only a couple SKUs on there, but it did not come without struggle. Because, for example, and I want everybody to hear this because Amazon is hard and people get stopped. The thing that I really love about Sarah is her resilience. She's so resilient. She literally ran out of stock a bunch of times. She kept at it. She her lids got stuck at a port more than once. She got lids that were the wrong lid.
Yeah, that was my crying day. I think you also saw a lot of tears that day.
So it's not like we're telling her story, and I know it feels like it's this amazing story, and it is this incredible story. But when we were in there with her, we knew that there was like, she kept at it. That's true spirit of an entrepreneur. Of just, okay, this was a bad day. Like today's tech, we will look back in this and laugh, hopefully. Evo laughing. But same with Sarah, right? Because like she kept at it. And that's the thing with Amazon. That's the thing with anything. You have to keep the snowball rolling. And sometimes it's a big push. But, I don't want you guys to get lost in the fact that this came with hard work too. Like she took responsibility for the results. She took the actions. She kept at it. She's really moved forward in it. So I applaud you.
That is like a firm belief of mine, is like, anybody can do this. Like, I know people say that, and I used to hear people say this, and you'd be watching like on a live or whatever, and you'd be like, huge eye roll. Yeah, right. Whatever. You're so special. I firmly believe that anybody can do this. And it is that mindset. Like, I'm going to go until I make it work. And I'm going to have my hour to cry when something bad happens. And then I'm going to keep going and I'm going to figure it out. And I'm not going to give up, because if you don't give up, it's going to work eventually. So that is like a huge belief of mine, is that anybody can do it. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you, yes, you can do it.
I love that. And, and that's for those of you out there that are one of a kind or custom products. A lot of times you ask, like, how can I do this? And so what we worked with Sarah on, and she's kind of inspiration to the Bestseller Secrets Challenge, because when we met you, that challenge wasn't created. And we really helped her. Like, we have a bestseller framework, and we really did that because we saw proof working with people. So she took something that was working really well on Etsy, and she said, okay, like, this is working well. She still hand makes them, but it was scalable. She could repeat a process. She could get a lot of the same bottles. She could do a lot of the same things. And that's the thing she took, not on Amazon Handmade, but rather Amazon. Because if anyone over here is on Amazon Handmade, how many of us have ever purchased anything off of Amazon Handmade? How many of us even know how to find Amazon
Yeah, I
Handmade?
don't think people even know they're buying from Amazon Handmade.
No, the
Because there's
algorithm is
Amazon
not.
Baby too. I don't know where to find Amazon Baby. I just buy baby stuff on there.
Yeah.
It's because people go on and hit that Prime button and you never show up.
Yeah.
Actually, yes, 100%. I was like, yep, that's what I do every time I get on. So, so she quickly saw this thing wasn't working. She saw something that was working, which were her products. And that's the thing she scaled with. Now, not only did she get onto Amazon, and she's made over $250,000 or like $200,000 so far this year on Amazon, which doesn't even include her other revenue. She sells wholesale, right?
Yes.
You sell direct to consumer on your own website. She still has an Etsy store. She's not stopped that. And she also sells with influencers and affiliates, right? So you've really picked up all different parts of MSM and like have implemented into your business, which is how you've grown into like a multi-six-figure business. Because when you first started before MSM, I think you were making just a couple $1,000s a month off Etsy.
Yeah. Yep. It was like a 3K month was a good month. About that
and
time.
Then now you're like 30, 40, 50.
A lot.
Depends on the month.
How many people work on your team though? This is the thing that I wanted to bring up, because I know it's scary for a lot of people. Like, we talk about staying handmade or semi-handmade. Like Annika, for example, has 13 sewists. That feels so overwhelming. But how many people do you have on your team?
I have 2 that are helping me in the basement right now, every day. That come in
the dungeon basement.
Yes.
No, it's a dream house.
It is
basement.
brilliant. It's better than the old basement when we moved. But yes, that's never been one of my favorite things. I'm not one of those people that loves to like make 24/7 and stay up till 1:00. And so I have found people who really like that, and they help me. And then I have a virtual assistant too. So all those Etsy combos that are the same things over and over and over again, I have a virtual assistant that helps me with that now. So I have generally 3 people day to day that are helping me at this point in time.
And it's not that huge of a team, and you've learned how to manage them. And I think what we always tell everyone is either you hire someone to help you produce, like production to make, and it doesn't have to be everything, right? Like it could be a small section of stuff that you have repeatable. Like my mom, I always use her as an example. She has this beautiful bag company, and there's a process that she does on her bags that she could teach someone else to do first before she does the customization. Or you hire someone for shipping. Right. Someone who's going to fulfill your orders. Who did we interview this week that was their first hire was?
Oh gosh, it's today's not the day to ask me about
I
anything
come back
that
to memories.
happened.
I can think of like 4 or 5 different people just from the mastermind that have done that. I know like Chelsea and John have done that. I know people from past masterminds have been their first people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's super helpful. Right. And I just think that too, during that time, we forgot to mention that Sarah built her dream house, but I was reading this one article that talked
and dream
about
basement, right?
Yeah. Dream basement. I was talking about like the stressful things in life, and up at the top of the list was moving. Apparently like that's a big stressor for people. And I believe it, because just imagine like moving. And so during that time, that small but mighty team, right, you had to move, plus you built your house, plus you're picking out, your countertops, and you're picking out the furnishings and all that stuff. Plus you had a business to business that you were there for. So I think that people get scared that they can't ever leave their businesses. And then, but you can if you build it the way that you want it to be, you know?
Mhm. Yeah. I work less hours now than ever. Can you imagine taking nights off? Like sometimes, some nights I don't work. It's spectacular. Yeah. And it's because of them. Like I'm super lucky to have found all of them. So yeah, it's been awesome.
And I think that's something for everyone to think, right? Like we share their smaller stories. And when we shared Sarah's story a couple of years ago, it was a smaller story. It was she wanted to go full-time product boss, but she had a plan to leave being a physical therapist. There was a timeline attached to it because she needed to get
like
out.
an exit plan.
Yeah.
I remember it was like in August or something of.
Yeah, it would have been 2 years ago in July.
Yeah, it was of summer.
It got sped up. That plan got sped up for me a little bit and I got laid off.
And so she was like, I'm laid off. I was going to leave, but she wasn't ready to leave yet.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw this also through the pandemic, right? Things changed and shifted, but then she just leaned in deeper into the business and like, look at where it's gone now. So for all of you that are hearing these really big stories, which are incredible, remember that 2 years ago, Sarah is where you were.
Yeah.
She signed up for MSM. She had a full-time job. Your daughter was like 2 or 3. Yeah. She was, doing all the things, and she's just like, and she was selling on Etsy, and she's selling one-of-a-kind products and custom products. And then she's like, I need to do something to change this. And then
she was working all the time making. That's
yeah.
the thing too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like way, way too much. Yeah. Working way too much.
And Annika said the same thing as she's grown her business and hers, she's also gone fast. She's like, I'm trying to make as much money as possible and work as little as possible. Yeah. So I just want to future cast for all of you that it doesn't, when your business gets bigger, it doesn't always mean that you're right now, the way that you're currently running your businesses right now, you can't see that for you because you probably are making everything yourself, right? You're probably shipping everything yourself. You're doing all the things. Now, it was yesterday's conversation, I think, with Jacqueline, who said, we don't need to know where we're going to end up. None of us actually know, but it's just those baby steps forward, right? Like babies learn how to sit up first, and then they crawl, and then they walk, and then they run, right? So for all of you, we just want to get you to that next level, and then you'll try it on for a while and you'll say, okay, do I like this? Do I want to stay here? Yeah. Do I want to go next? But I want you to know that you could have, a multi-6-figure business. You could have $1 million business if that's what you want. And it doesn't mean that you're going to be crushed by the weight of the making and all the doing, that there are other options for you, and you'll get there when you're ready to get there.
Yeah, that is, I'm really glad you said that too, because 2 years ago when I was just starting this, you would have told me this, where I'd be right now. And I would have told you were full of it. Like there's it.
You don't talk that way to your mom.
Yeah. Exactly. And actually I did get some mom lectures from both of you along the way about that very stuff. Like I tell that story all the time. Jacqueline, educating me on what was possible. I had moments that I very specifically remember, about some of that stuff. And even when I did get laid off, and both of you helping me through that, you guys and my husband saw what was possible more than me, because I think you're in it and you are so overwhelmed. And so, we don't always know what's possible for ourselves as well as other people do.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think that we are our own worst critics for sure. And a lot of times it takes somebody pointing out that you are capable of it, and then that you can do it, because there's so much emotion attached to it. And you're just like, I don't know if I can do it. I feel like I'm on the brink of burnout. I don't know how to get there, and it does take somebody else being like, okay, here, you just go in this direction, and then we'll figure it out along the way,
Yep. You'll get there when you get there. You don't have to make all the decisions right now.
Yeah. And I think that's so true. It's just any of you that are feeling pulled towards multi-stream machine for just one part of it.
Yeah.
Don't let it crush you and overwhelm of but I can do this and I can do this and I can do this. That's why we built the course to be like it's not dripped out, but rather you get to go to where as a tool where what's going to help you the most right now, and know that it's always there for you, and it's always and it's updated, but it's always there for you to come back to and reference when you're ready for whatever's next.
I mean, it's just a tool. I want everybody to hear that, because even like Annika has 13 sewists. Sarah has 4 people. You said, was that added up 4?
Yeah.
2,
I have
3.
3 that are kind of day to day and
3.
1 other sometimes, but yeah, 3 to 4.
And then we had Jessica of Bella Vita Candles on last week, I believe, and she has her and her husband. And she has an email list of 350 people, and she's a 6-figure business. She's also a multi-stream machine student. So you get to pick what you want to do. Multi-stream machine is simply a tool to get you the way there, so you have a focused path. But it's but you're the one who picks whatever direction you're going to. So if you never even want 3 people on your team, if you don't even want, like Jessica, she has her husband, and then or if you want 13 people like Annika, one of her passions is to be able to locally employ like artisans, like people who have, fine arts degrees and that sort of thing. So it just is different for all of us. So it's been so exciting to see your growth. And even with your growth, so the thing too is that with Sarah too, it takes, just like Mahasan said, it takes you believing in yourself. It takes a little bit of mindset tweaking in there for you to keep moving forward. So as entrepreneurs, it's like we have to do the actions, but you also have to develop your brain to, mindset, personal development, self-education, investment into yourself. All of that is required too if you want to be a business owner. So it's not just about like getting the tool, and it requires you thinking a different way. Like, I'm here for this. I'm going to do it. I know, I want to build my business. I can figure it out as I go because I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And then I have the help of the community. So I think that there's, it's twofold.
Yeah. And taking control of your results like that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So what Sarah said, she said educating me, but sometimes we had to shake her by the shoulders or kind of say to her, like, is this what you want? Like, we see that your business can be this. And then she kind of was like a little pushback. And then it's like, but wait, maybe it actually can. You're great.
Yeah.
I love you so much. And you know us so well. But in the way of just kind of like saying to her, like, you could be a $500,000 business. You could be $1 million business. Like, for her, it's just been that awareness of like, could this be possible for her? And Minna and I, because we've invested in education, we've invested in coaches, we've invested in community that came with the education that we invested in, that we've had those moments. Like, I remember back at the very beginning of 2018, I said, I think that the Product Boss could be $1 million business. This is before we ever had a course, anything digital. We were like a baby business with 800 people on our email list.
We used to do this for fun one day a week. For fun, one day a week.
The Product Boss, not going live, but like literally the Product Boss. And I remember one day for me, it was just like this moment of like, wow, like it was just seeing it forward. Had no idea how we were going to get there. Literally no idea. I just believed that it was maybe possible for us.
Yeah. That's the moment you gave me. Like, I remember sitting at our old house. I was wearing my scrubs because I had been working. Like, I remember exactly. And Jacqueline said, so what do you want to do? What's your goal? Do you want to be $1 million business? And I remember very specifically, like, saying, you mean I can just do that? And then I remember getting off that call and going upstairs to my husband and being like, yeah, so Jacqueline asked me this really weird question. It was like the thought had not even like crossed my mind at that point in time that stuff like that was possible. So yes, 100%.
Do you believe it's possible now?
Oh yeah, totally. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be the corniest thing I've probably ever said on a live ever. It's like inevitable. Like I mean, it's you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh my gosh, it is inevitable. I think
but the fact that she could say that, the fact that you could be like, it's not corny. The fact that you could say that it's inevitable means that the momentum is behind you and you're on that track. Like, that's amazing, Sarah.
Yeah, and like, it was not that long ago that I wouldn't have even thought it was possible. I mean, in the grand scheme of things. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my
it's
gosh. I
yeah,
mean, leaps and bounds. That's why
yeah,
I say your mind is your biggest barrier, your biggest obstacle is you have to
yeah,
get your mind there before you even physically do it.
yeah.
And sometimes it just takes someone lifting up that jar off that lid that you've
Lid.
given yourself.
Yep.
But also it was a lot of emotion during that time because you had
Yeah.
already known that you were going to quit physical therapy and you had
Yeah.
this plan in mind. And I think we all have a plan in mind, right? Especially as
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, we have a plan in mind. We're like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. This is the path that I think that I'm going to take. And then what happened? For a lot of for you, it was you got laid off as a physical therapist. For a lot of us, the pandemic happened. Well, it happened
Yeah.
to you too.
Yeah.
For all of us, it happened. But there's something that it throws a wrench in our plans. And then we're just like, we feel the emotion of it, but you do have to like dust yourself off in a way and be like,
Yeah.
well, what is
Yeah.
it that I do really want? Um, and then because then that evolves too, because when we
Yeah.
first met you, it wasn't like, I know a million is a big jump for a lot of people, but Sarah didn't want the million before, for example. So what we want actually evolves as well as our path gets touched by different people. So, some of us like, for example, I keep bringing up Jessica Bellavita, but she is a husband-wife team. She doesn't ever want to be $1 million business because well, not right now, but potentially she could be, you
Yeah.
know? So I think we just have to step into it a little bit more and more. It's not like the big jump there, but your mind goes there first before anything.
Yeah. 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 It was definitely a step by step. Like I was happy to get, 3 to 5K months 2 years ago. And yeah, so it's okay to step yourself up there. That's for sure.
And I want to say, and I was like wrapping this back to where we started, was like you said in the very beginning of this, that this works. Like you were fully
Yeah.
confident that this will work for anyone. So
Yeah.
for what somebody has done for Amina and I, for what we have helped Sarah get to in her mindset, I want Sarah to pass that mindset to all of you listening right now. So I don't know if you want to say that again to them so that they can hear it from you.
Yeah. Like if you're determined to make it work, it's going to work because you're going to keep going until you find a way. Like that is, I talk to a lot of people about Etsy and but the same is true for any platform. Like if you want to make it work, you can make it work. It's not going to look exactly like you think it's going to. And it might not take the same time frame you thought it was going to take you. It might be faster. It might be slower. But if you want to make it work, you're going to make it work as long as you don't give up.
I love that.
So
And I want to read this for you too, because I think that you definitely are of this. Kaylee says, I'm having a business crisis this morning. Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
And I have this in my background. She has this going in her background. It's amazing just how hanging in this community has changed my mindset and kept me from a complete meltdown. Right. So
Yeah.
that totally, because you know that you're not going to burn the whole thing down. And that you can move forward, and it is part of the path is all of this, and it really has to do with little by little moving forward with it. And we've seen you definitely, you've overcome so many obstacles, and you started where all of them started. You started feeling overwhelmed, making all the things by yourself, in a pair of scrubs that while you worked your other job, you know.
With a younger baby, like 2 and 3 is not an easy age.
No.
Again,
I miss
if you
that
know,
age though. Now that I'm not in it.
Oh, I don't know. It was like so many meltdowns. Because your daughter, is she 5 or 6 now?
She is 5. She'll be 6 next month.
Yeah. So we all have like daughters the same age.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I want to wrap this call with. So when we started, Mina and I, high anxiety, our website crashed this morning. It looks like sales are coming through again. Because like while we were talking, Kendall just joined and Paige joined and a few other people. So it means our website's up and we've got new students coming in. But here's what I want to do for all of you is I'd love for you to do what Sarah did. Okay. Like I want to go back to all of you and say, like, it's possible for you. I don't know all of you. I don't know your businesses and I don't know a number attached to that. But if you want to put that into the chat, what's some sort of audacious number that feels uncomfortable and maybe a little bit like No, never. My business could never be that. It could be $100,000. It could be
Mhm.
250,000. It could be 500. It could be $1 million. It could be $20,000, right? I'd love for you all to just drop that into the chat and put it out there.
Yeah.
And know that the three of us, as well as each other and the whole community, are like, you can do it. You just have to kind of like lift that lid off of your own glass ceiling.
Yeah.
Remove it for yourself. So anyone willing to share a number?
Do
Okay,
it.
100,000 over from the 3 Wicks candles. I believe that for you
Yay.
100%.
Yes.
$100,000 is $8,333 a month in sales. I do believe all of you can do it. Laura's at $250,000. Rebecca, 200,000. I believe it for all of you. Dana says, I can't believe we're almost on track to do 100,000 this year. That's Race Ready Obstacles.
And they just joined Multi-Stream Machine. Dana, when did you join? Was it this week? Last week?
She said we've been messaging. They're doing amazing. Twig and Tassel said 500,000. Maddie Key Designs 200,000. I am speaking this out into the universe for all of you, and we're gonna have Mahasan do some like cleansing, amazingness for us. Greg is at 200,000. Another Facebook user said 250,000 in this new building to pay for it and the employees. Abby says 100,000. 100,000 for Teresa with like this. You do it. This Facebook user says 1 million is coming. Danson has studio 500,000 in 2 years.
52,800. I love how she's so crystal clear on that.
Hey, I'm going to jump you to 60, Rachel. We're going to push you a little on that one. Erica's at 60. Teresa, I made $700 last year. So 100%. Listen, we don't need to know how we're going to get there. We just have to have that destination.
Yeah.
And we'll get there. It may not be this year. It may not be next year, but just like exactly what Sarah said. Right.
Yeah. I like my sweet spot that I always try to vision. This is for all of you. You have that number, right? 3 years is ideal. The first year is usually where you're learning a lot of things and you're piecing it together. So if that's the year that you start a multi-stream machine, that's the year you start a multi-stream machine. The second year is where you start to scale. That's a scaling year where you're like, oh, I pieced it together. Now I'm going to really start ramping up. The third year is where you're repeating and refining. And that's when you're scaling, but it's easier. So this has happened for a lot of people, but like, I know like you're not going to jump to 1 million in a year unless you strike gold oftentimes, or you're not going to jump, to 100,000 if you're, well, maybe. I mean, that's possible, right? But the thing is, there's growth that happens. So if you're needing to work backwards, it's easier to break it down if you do the 3 years, because then it's just like, oh, okay, I get it. I have to figure it out before I can run really hard at it, And so for all of you.
So year 1 for MSM is you test and try.
Yeah.
Right. Year 2 is
you try it on kind of.
Yeah. Year 2 is you start to scale what works.
Yeah, you lean into what's starting to work, and there's probably going to be hiccups, of course. Like with Sarah, she kept running out of inventory, for example, but she still was playing around with it. But she had already figured out Amazon's the place. I tried it on. I'm liking it. This is what I'm doing. And so for Sarah, it was like, okay, now I have to figure out my back end and all this stuff when it comes to Amazon. So that's when she started really leaning into it and heading into it. And then year 3 is usually when you repeat and refine what's working, because you already went through all the major obstacles and the major hiccups, and it feels easier, and so you're still scaling. But at that time it's like, ooh, momentum. And I went through the hard part already, and you just know more than you did before.
So Sarah, thank you for being an example for everyone. Thank you for being so giving, because Sarah's definitely in the community and she's just always giving back and all the things. And I'm just so excited for you and what's to happen. And I love that $1 million is inevitable for you now. And I can't wait. I always say, like, you've built your dream house with my dream kitchen. So I'm
and dream bathroom
and
dream basement sounds
and dream
like
carpet and dream outside. So thank you to everyone that's here with us. The links are working again. So it's multistreammachine.com is that in fact working, I believe.
It is ish. Yeah.
rockyourholidaypromotions.com/MSM. Just click on all the links we keep sharing with all of you. Sign up. It's 2 more days until doors close. We want you to have stories like Mahasan and Greg and Sarah and all the other stories we've shared with you over the last few days.
And then for all of you listening, go and buy something from Sarah, heartlandlettering.com. Go and buy something from Greg, Lodestone. Is it lodestonecandles.com or is it lodestone.com? Lodestonecandles.com. And Mahasan is atmosphere360.com. So when you look at it, you will remember this number you put into the comments, and you know that these product bosses have done it, and they love the life that they're building. They have their own path, but it reminds you that you have your own path, and it reminds you of that number as well.
Yeah. Support each other, and thank you for being here with us, and thank you for bearing with us, the tech crazies, and cross your fingers for us.
We've been cleansed. We don't even need to.
I mean, Mahasan's got us. So, Sarah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And 1 million. Yes, Margie, we want that for you too. So, thank you, everyone. And we will see you all some other time tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. We'll see you
Okay.
tomorrow. Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.